As moms, we've all had those days when lots of little things pile up until it feels like the whole world is falling apart and you're treading water. Well, one mom was having one of those days, and just when she thought she'd break, someone showed her the type of kindness she needed at exactly the right moment. We have Brittany on the line to share her story. What's up, Brittany?
Hi, Kelly.
And first of all, before we start, every mama and probably daddy has had that feeling when you're like, it really can't get worse. But take us back to that day. What was going on?
So we were leaving my older son's football practice, and our youngest 4-year-old was crying. He didn't want to leave. He wanted to keep playing. So I was trying to bribe him into the van, to be honest. And I'm like, come on, we're having baked chicken and red potatoes for dinner. Well, our daughter, our 7-year-old, heard me say red potatoes, and all of a sudden she starts crying. Apparently she hates red potatoes now. So she's now crying. So then when the 10-year-old gets to the van, he's like, why is everybody crying? What's going on? So it was I just kind of threw my hands up. I said, forget it. We're going to McDonald's. So we all pile in the van. We get down to McDonald's. All three of them are crying at this point. I order my food. I get up to the window, and I realize that I had forgotten my purse. I didn't even take it to football with me.
Oh my gosh.
So I look at the young man, and now, I'm about to cry. So I look at him and I was like, hon, I am so sorry, but I forgot my purse. And I kind of look over for a second where my purse is normally sitting. And I'm like, I forgot my purse at home. So I'm going to have to come back. And before I could even finish my sentence, I look back over and he has his wallet in his hand, pulls his debit card out and just swipes it. And I was like, whoa, 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 you don't have to pay for that. I live right up the hill. I'll be right back. And he was like, no, not a problem, ma'am. He said, seriously, it's not a problem. And I was like, did you just pay for that? And he said, it's okay. It's really not a big deal. And I said, are you serious? I will be right back. And he said, seriously, my pleasure. And he handed me my receipt like it was no big deal. So I stood there kind of speechless for a second. And, we roll up to the next window and we get our food, and all of the kids had stopped crying. And our oldest one looks at me and he was like, Mom, did that guy just pay for our food? And I said, yeah, honey, he did. He said, does he know us? And I said, no, he doesn't. So we get our food and we're going up the hill to home. And I said, you know what, guys, that's exactly what I want you to be like. When you get older and you're not with mommy and daddy all the time, I want you to make sure that you're being like that guy and you're being kind, even if it's to strangers. And it kind of made me think, how proud his mom would be if she knew what he had just done.
Oh my God, yeah, proud mama alert. That's what that is. So you went back to the restaurant that night, right?
I did. So I came home and I dropped the kids off with my husband, and I kind of explained what happened real quick, and I grabbed my purse and I went back down. And I went through the drive-thru and I handed him a 20. And at first he was like, no, I don't need it. And I was like, no, you're going to take this 20. I was like, I appreciate you so much. And he said, well, your food wasn't even that expensive. And I said, that's okay. I need you to know that your kindness really turned my bad day, which had honestly been a bad couple of weeks around. And it really meant to me because you meant something to me because you don't know us from Adam. And he was like, well, really, it wasn't a big deal. And I said, well, I just need you to know that kindness really does matter. So you had an effect on me and my kids, and you don't even know us. So I said, and I asked him what his name was. He said his name was Wyatt. And I said, well, Wyatt, I hope you know that I'm proud of you. And if your parents knew what you just did, they would be proud of you. And I hope you're proud of yourself. And don't ever lose your heart.
Oh my gosh, I was like, oh no, she's crying, I'm gonna cry. I was like,
I'm sorry.
My makeup artist hates me. Well, since then, Brittany has not only stayed in touch with Wyatt and his mama, she's done so much more. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, let's bring them into the conversation. What's up, Wyatt? What's up, Lisa?
Hello.
First of all, way to go, Lisa. These are mom goals right here. Raising such a great kid and has such a great heart. Thank you for showing us all how it's done. And Wyatt, I understand you didn't even tell your mom what happened that night with Brittany, right?
I did not.
Why are you keeping it a secret, dude?
To me, I just didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. I did it, went on with my day, and just lived my life.
Oh my gosh, that's how it should be. It shouldn't be this thing that we have to pause and say thank you. It should be a normal thing, but it's not, Wyatt, all the time. So Lisa, what did you think when you found out about all of this?
Well, I got home from picking him up from work, and got home and started getting my younger son ready for bed, and then my daughter called and said, Mom, have you been on Facebook tonight? And I was like, no, I haven't. And she said, well, Wyatt's Facebook famous. You need to get on there and check it out. And I, pulled it up on my phone, and I had a bunch of people had tagged me in the article. And I was just amazed that, I mean, number one, that he hadn't told me. And when I asked him about it, he was like, well, Mom, I've done it before and didn't even think anything of it. So it's so comforting to know that, you know, as your children grow up and they go out into the world and you're not with them all the time, that they're going to recognize when people need help and be willing to step into that role and help somebody when they need it.
Yeah, it's so important. Obviously, you're nailing it at teaching him that. Well, Brittany, you're continuing to show your appreciation to Wyatt to this day. Can you tell us about the GoFundMe? Because this is amazing.
Yes. So something I forgot to mention, when we got home that night, since I had snapped his picture, I made a post on our community page on Facebook trying to reach his parents just so they could see how awesome their kid was earlier in the day and how much it meant to me, because I knew that that would be, like you said, a proud parent moment. So a day or two after we had shared that on our community page, someone in the community let us know that he actually had started working at McDonald's to save up for a car. So my husband and I kind of pondered for a minute, and we thought, well, now it's our turn to show him a little bit of kindness because he did that for us. So we started a GoFundMe with a goal of $5,000 to raise toward his first car. And before the first day was over, it had already reached the $5,000 goal. And the GoFundMe has been up less than 3 weeks. And as of this morning, it is now over $48,000.
That's insane! Like, you were just being a good dude in a drive-thru and you're like, I got you, boo. And then she just went on her way. And then it's like all this money. See, kindness matters, people. I'm just saying. Well, Wyatt and Lisa, what do you want to say to Brittany? That's amazing. Like, just from that simple act of kindness that you did, she did something nice because of what you did. And then all these other people are wanting to help you and celebrate you. What do y'all think?
I wanted to tell her thank you she's completely changed my life. Everything that's happened to me, the GoFundMe, it's difficult to comprehend and think. Like the thing I did, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I did it, didn't think anything in return, didn't want anything in return.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting everything back, and it's crazy how everything works.
It's wonderful. All of you. I mean, Brittany, Wyatt, Lisa, thank you so much. This was the coolest story, and I hope everyone watching does something very kind for someone today, just for no reason at all, just to do it, because it's the right thing to do, and you never know how it will change your life as well.